Well, welcome to our WorryWoo segment. This one is on Nola. Nola, she looks sad, doesn't she? She looks lonely. And on this overview, you will see that Nola is actually covers emotions like loneliness and rejection. I also use it with loss and grief, Nola, but some people use other WorryWoo monsters for that one. You can see there we have on the next slide Nola, and we have the book that goes with it, The Monster of Loneliness. How would you tell if a kid's lonely or just quiet, you know? And what I would suggest is, I've got a few of the symptoms here. They don't want to go to school, or they spend lots of time alone on devices. Now, a lot of kids want time on devices, but if they're spending inordinate amount and don't want to mix with anybody, they want money to buy things for friends so they can buy a friendship. They've got a million different names. Each time they mention who are their friends, it's different names, or they never get invites to parties or sleepovers. Now, this is worth sharing. This next slide is about what turns... This is from a very good book, Helen McGrath's book, and it talks about what things turn kids off. And that's things like, as you can see, they're playing alone, they hit or punch, they boss others, they look sad, and they never say much. Isn't this interesting? They get into fights, they think no one likes them, they say mean things, they're poor losers, they don't join in, they get teased, they don't share, won't play by the rules, or not good at sport. So, you know, there's some of the turn-offs. Everyone's got some turn-offs, but they're the things that will make it hard. Now, what I've done in this particular character is I've done a little acronym here on friendships, so that if you want to help kids who are lonely, the teacher's coming in to talk about what they do in the classroom, but just look at that acronym. Find their strengths. Reassure them that everyone is looking for friends. Instill your confidence in their ability to find friends. Encourage groups and positive attempts to make friends. Never take over, buy friends or publicise. I knew one lady who gave her kids money to give to friends so that they would play with them. And of course that didn't work. Discourage excuses and encourage action to meet the kids. Share your own similar experience and what you did about it. Have a talk to the parent and work on, you know, self-esteem. Invite family friends with same-age kids around. Praise any success and stop any turn-offs or home hindrances like overprotection or some of those others that I had on the previous slide. So that's what we can do at home. And again, there are activities, again, in the cross-curricular book. And they've got activities in all sorts of areas like language arts, visual arts, performing arts, music and movement. But more importantly, I think, than my ideas of what I would do clinically is I'm particularly keen that we get the advice of the teachers. We're very fortunate to have Mitch from Erina Heights Public School here with us, and been working on all the WorryWoos, and in particular I've asked Mitch if he would share what he's done with Nola, the monster of loneliness, because it's a very common thing in schools, isn't it? So Mitch, thanks for being part of it. Tell us how you've embraced Nola.
Well, my students really enjoyed Nola, and we've noticed in our PBL lessons and in the playground that a few students are a little bit lonely in the playground. So having this in the classroom has been really great, setting our kids up with some skills of how to combat loneliness, especially in the playground. So some of the activities we did in the S1B classroom, we did a bit of a big feelings cloud. So around the cloud, we talked about different feelings they had. So we added them to the cloud. Then after each lesson, we built on top of it. So we used a different colour and built different feelings. So every time we started a lesson with Nola, we put more and more feelings up. And you could see from my PowerPoint here, it was only 3 or 4 feelings to start with, and then as the lessons sort of progressed and we moved on and talked about Nola, more and more feelings popped up. So by the end, we had about probably 30 different types of feelings at the end of our 3 to 4 lessons. So it was really good to get that really enriched conversations with the students about feelings and the different types of feelings, the good feelings, the bad feelings, and the feelings how you're feeling being lonely. So it was really good. The students really sort of took on the friendships. We created a bit of a sea of friendship in S1B. We got our larger fish, and students put their name of a friend in the middle and coloured them in accordingly. So you can see how bright and colourful, this is how their friends make them feel. This student here put her friend in the middle and decided to put some sort of activities she likes to do with her friend in the middle of the fish. So you can see a basketball there, a really big smiley face. This is, they go out and play with their ushies at the moment. So there's a few little ushies there and a big love heart. So she was really quite creative with that. And we've got that up in the big classroom at the moment. And the students are like, oh wow, look how colourful it looks. They also made some little friends to make sure that Nola was sort of in our classroom, got lots of friends in the classroom there. So not as colourful, because that's not one of their friends that make them their friend, but not as colourful as the bigger ones. They really enjoyed doing that activity. And the conversations about what makes a good friend, how they make them feel, and what happens was really good. So they're not feeling lonely in the playground or outside of school and wherever they were. So they really enjoyed that. Another activity we did was we coloured in Nola, and I decided to put her on orange because red and yellow, red being energy, yellow being happiness, sort of together makes a bit of joy. So when we're not lonely, we're feeling joy. So they created, you can see the different patterns. They were quite creative with their art lesson there. So they've got this one, not so much, but you can see this student here had quite a bit different greens in there and had a really great time creating that. And moving on from this one, we are going to do a bit of a portraits and have these around Nola so that she's, again, not lonely. We're her friends and doing a bit of a portrait. So, and seeing how friends combat that loneliness and make us feel happy and excited and joyful. So they really like that.
I'm finding this fascinating. You've come up with some such creative ones, and those fish have got me absolutely intrigued. But thank you so much, Mitch, for your contribution, because it is one of the worst things for kids, isn't it, to feel lonely, lost, no friends, and it makes them feel, well, they don't want to come to school. So, I'm hoping that every kid in your class will love coming to school because they feel they've got friends. So thanks very much for sharing.
Thank you, Dr. John.